What's up, celiacs? My casserole turned out a little lopsided, so I'm gonna be lopsided for a little bit. To get your own gluten-free lopsided tamale pie, first you're going to need 1 pound of ground beef. I'm using ground turkey. 1 medium chopped onion. The recipe calls for condensed tomato soup, which is a stumbling block, but I found an effortless substitute that requires no cooking. You'll need 8 ounces of tomato sauce, 1 to 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a half teaspoon of salt, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar. You can leave the sugar out. Next, you'll need a half a cup of water, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, about 8 ounces of corn, but I've just got a bag of frozen corn and that's more than 8 ounces, but that's fine. You need 1 egg beaten, 2/3 cup of milk, 1 cup of shredded cheddar or other cheese. I have just enough Mexican blend in here to get me by. Now, it seems like corn muffin mix should be gluten-free, but average ones contain wheat. I have a cornbread from scratch recipe, but there are gluten-free mixes out there. Now, I did some add-ons to this recipe, and this is totally optional, but I put in a can of black beans, drained and rinsed. Now let's get cooking. Grab the stuff for the condensed tomato soup substitute. In a small bowl of some kind, mix up your 8-ounce tomato sauce, 1 or 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 or 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and a half teaspoon of salt. Mix it up until the sugar and cornstarch and salt are dissolved. And, that's all it takes. This is the second easiest condensed soup substitute I've found. Grab your ground beef or ground turkey, put it on the stove at medium heat in a skillet. Add the onions and mix and chop until the meat is well browned and the onions are soft. While the meat is getting hot, grab your black beans and a strainer. Dump the black beans into the make sure that the can is completely cut when you opened it. That will help when you want to dump the beans into the strainer. Drain and rinse until the water comes out clear. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Check on the skillet and give the meat and onions a little mix. It's not getting hot very fast, so we probably have time to mix up the corn muffin topping. Get a medium bowl and a whisk, and grab your gluten-free corn muffin mix. Add the mix to the bowl. Get a pair of scissors and cut open the package and add the mix to the bowl. Grab your egg and 2/3 cup of milk. The mixture might be a little bit lumpy, but don't worry too much about it. Just add a splash of milk and mix it until smooth. Now that the meat looks a bit more browned, stir in the soup. A half a cup of water. Chili powder, 1 tablespoon. Get your corn and add that in. If you're using black beans, get those now. Mix it all together and bring it to a boil. While that was coming to a boil, I decided this might be bland, so I added a little bit of oregano and about a tablespoon of cilantro that I had in the fridge. Get a 2-quart shallow baking dish. I used a 13 by 9 pan. Spray it with nonstick cooking spray and dump the meat sauce in. Once it's all smooth and pretty, grab the corn muffin goop and spoon it over the beef mixture. This is where that asymmetry kind of began. I did my best. It will look good enough to my stomach, so I am not going to care. Bake your tamale pie in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes or until the corn mixture is golden brown. Which means we are going to have 35 minutes to clean up after ourselves. Use caution if you're going to clean a hot stove, but it's kind of fun to watch it steam. I even had enough time to plan ahead and move something from the freezer to the fridge to thaw. We are on it! And now it is time to check the tamale pie. Leave the oven on and give the cornbread mix the toothpick test. If it comes out clean, we are ready to put the cheese on. Grab your Mexican blend or cheddar and sprinkle it over the top of the cornbread. Throw it back in the oven so it gets gooey and melty. And ring the dinner bell because this gluten-free dinner is ready. Let's give this a try. The sweet cornbread mix tastes really good with the savory filling. My younger son could not stop raving about this, and by the time I came to get the dishes done, it was completely gone. 10 out of 10 will make again. The condensed tomato soup substitute is good for any recipe that calls for it. Mix 8 ounces of tomato sauce, 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 to 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and a half teaspoon of salt in a small bowl and mix it up and use it just like a regular can of condensed tomato soup. Thank you so much for watching. The link to the original recipe as well as my modifications are in the description. I would be so happy to know if you liked this video. Do me a big favor and give it a thumbs up. I have more recipes coming, so subscribe to see the next one. It would mean so much to know I'm helping navigate gluten-free cooking for you. If you've tried this and watched it disappear, let me know how it went or how I can improve the recipe in the comments. Now go kick back and watch some old episodes of TNG. This is your time.